Hey everybody, welcome back to another escape room review. I'm Brian, and today we're going to talk about the 7th room at Dare2Escape in Kissimmee, Florida. Dare2Escape is in the Orlando, Florida area in Kissimmee, and they currently have 7 rooms and 2 pop-up rooms. At the Hop Ice Cream Shop, which is 75 minutes, the Paper Company, which is 45 minutes, the Video Store, standard 60, the Archive 90, the Asylum 60, the Ringmaster 60, and the 7th room, which is 105 minutes. And then in addition to pop-up rooms, Heavily Never After, 45 minutes, and the Dig at 60. So the interesting thing is the 7th room being 105 minutes, just an odd number, but to me it means they made the room, play tested it, figured out how long it took people to play it on average, and just set it instead of maybe trying to expand it to 120 and adding some fluff or some filler puzzles or something like that. So I applaud them on that. Like I said, they've got a 75 minute, a 45 minute, and 105 minutes. So they've got some odd room times, but that's okay. I'm cool with that. The location was easy enough to find, a little strip mall thing, and plenty of parking. And what was good for us is we were on vacation with no car. We Ubered it to there, and what was nice is there was a couple restaurant options within walking distance. We were there all day, so we did plan a meal break, and that was cool to be able just to walk there and back. Lobby is spacious, comfy, some cool decor around there. We got there super early. Actually, we beat everybody there, but the first person we talked to was the owner, was the first person to arrive, and you can just tell immediately that he was an enthusiast. He kind of double checked our itinerary for the day, saw we weren't doing the 7th room. We were doing 6 of their 7 rooms, and we had skipped the 7th because we're not horror fans, and really talked us into playing it. He then rearranged our schedule and made sure we still had a lunch break in there and everything. So really cool that we weren't a number. He made sure we had a good experience, and that he got everything lined up for us, which was really cool. The GMs and the other staff were awesome as well. Several enthusiasts among the group. Talked to them at length about what we'd played, what we had on our wish list, etc. So that's always great. You can tell the difference when you go to a place that has enthusiasts or that just has an employee. We actually ended up with the same GM for the first 4 games, and like I said, he was an enthusiast, and that was awesome because he learned our style, asked what we wanted as far as clues and hints and nudges, etc., and we didn't have to repeat that information. And then we went to lunch, came back. He made sure we had a good handoff with another GM who we had a couple GMs for the evening, but made sure we had a good handoff and that they understood what we were looking for. The owner eventually went home, as did the morning shift, and they gave us t-shirts for being there and playing all 7 rooms, and just had a great time, great staff. So some basic info. Currently the pricing is $44 a person for the 7th room, but it's a 105-minute room, so that equates to $25.14 for a 60-minute room, which is definitely on the low end, especially for a touristy area. All of their bookings are private, as they should be, and you can book 2 to 6 people for this room. Most of the rooms there at Dare2Escape are handicap accessible, flat surface, etc., and no crawling. But this particular room, the 7th room, is not handicap friendly. There's some stairs. You'll be climbing, you'll be crawling, descending. You name it. It's some tight spaces. So unfortunately, this one is not handicap accessible. Spooky. Yeah, I'd say one part spooky, one part scary. it definitely has that vibe, and that's what they're going for. There's no live actor in this, but there are a couple jump scares, and then psychologically spooky. One of the members of your group will have to go into a very dark isolation. That was me. So the set definitely matched the theme. Everything you could ever want in a scary room was in here. Creepy decor, dimly lit spaces, music and sounds to go along with it, a lone tree with crows, coffins, etc. You name it, it was there. Everything was really well done. Each space had its own feel to it, but it all felt cohesive. You were always curious as to what was coming next. And then really, like I said, to go with the spooky vibe, one person does go into isolation, completely dark. The soundtrack was intense in there, and it definitely led to a spooky feel for the game. So the puzzles, I think this room had a good mix of mechanical and high tech, and everything fit the theme well. Thinking back, there's not one puzzle that stands out for me, which is a bit of a shame. I do like when finish a puzzle or finish a room and go, that was really clever. Honestly, puzzles are what do it for me, so when I look back at some of my favorite rooms, or even sometimes a room that fell a little short, the puzzles often will stand out to me, and I can remember, this was my favorite there, and this was my favorite there. This one, nothing super spectacular, but they didn't fall short either. I was not disappointed with anything. So good mix. This one though, it's the set and the flow that keep you going. So speaking of the flow and gameplay, I was on edge the entire time. I was loving getting to see the set and the story evolve as you went from space to space. And I also never felt like there was nothing to do. So there were plenty of puzzles to work on. We always go to the smaller group, so we try not to get that feeling of nothing to do. But this one was always moving, always something to do, and I really enjoyed that. Part of the flow is, like I said, at one point somebody does need to go into isolation. You will have to determine who that is ahead of time and actually come up with a safe word. It's not that spooky, but I get it. It can really get to some people, so they do make you do that ahead of time. And if you need to use the safe word, they'll come get you out. They'll kind of restart the story from the point after you would have gotten out anyway. But that person goes into isolation, has to solve a puzzle, which then allows the other people in the group to continue on, and then hopefully solve a puzzle to get that person in isolation out. Unlike my group, who were focused on every puzzle but that one, and I was to the point of wanting out and was yelling at them through the wall to, hey, work on this one, get me out of here. But overall, it just, the story flowed nicely, and like I said, the set kind of evolved as you went, and I really, really enjoyed it. Hint system, time clock, this one, most of the time in a room it's just a walkie-talkie or speaking to the air. This one didn't have anything spectacular. I do like when a room does something creative that's in theme. This one didn't have that, but I also like the fact that they did not force any hints or nudges on us. Group size, so like I said, you can book anywhere from 2 to 6. We played with 3. I think 3 or 4, probably 4 is ideal for this room. I think with 6, you would have too many people. There are some tight spaces. I think people would get in the way, not have anything to do. I think with 2 would be a little weird, because when that one person does go into isolation, the other person is left by themselves in isolation. So I don't know, it would detract from what the game is trying to do. So final thoughts. We had a great day, and I mean all dang day, at Dare2Escape, and staff was amazing. All of the rooms were good. Obviously I liked some more than others, but yeah, I had a great time. Felt the love from the staff. You could tell they're enthusiasts who really put their love into the games. They all have their favorites. Yeah, just and a good variety of rooms too, I will say. You've got a video store and an ice cream shop. You've got an insane asylum. You've got this scary room. So, also, you know, whatever your taste is, there's something there for you. One thing I will say is they do try to tie all 7 of the rooms together with an underlying story thread. That didn't really work for me. I think it was a stretch, and it may have detracted from one of the rooms, not from this room, but there was another one there that I didn't like the way they'd used that. To me, each room stands on its own just fine, and it didn't need it, but it is there, and they attempted that, so for what it's worth. The 7th room was by far my favorite there. I am so happy they talked us into doing it. Again, not a horror fan. I think the last scary movie I watched was Poltergeist when I was a kid. Don't go to haunted houses, things like that. It's just not my thing. But being freaked out for an hour and a half and solving puzzles and everything, it works. It really does work. I was, you know, a little apprehensive about the isolation before going in, but it was okay. It's only one in your group has to do it. Like I said, they give you a safe word, and if I can get through it, you can get through it. So give it a try. So if you're going to be in the Orlando area, or you live there and haven't tried it, give it a try. Dare2Escape is a great place. We definitely felt the love from the staff and the owner. 7 different rooms to choose from 45 minutes to 105 minutes. Pricing was very fair. And yeah, just go give it a try. You won't be disappointed. So have you played this room? What were your thoughts on it? Let us know down in the comments. Until next time, go escape a room.